If you had to stop posting on Instagram tomorrow and you would lose all of your leads and ability to make sales, then you have a major problem. In this video today, I am going to show you exactly what you can do to make sure that you are not just relying on social media, but that you are growing your business from a multitude of different avenues and lead sources that can help you grow your business for the longest time. So we all know that we are at risk of social media, maybe here one moment, maybe not the next, and maybe your account gets closed down and then next minute you're in panic stations thinking, how the fuck am I actually going to make a sale this week? This is a huge problem and I see this all the time. Now today's question actually comes thanks to one of my clients who said, what are my other options for getting leads without social media? And so I'm going to cover this today, but I really want to stress that still social media is one of the best ways to get your business out there, to get known, to get seen, and to get eyeballs on your business. In fact, I am running a workshop coming up on the 27th of August, all about getting more eyeballs on your business through social media. However, today I am going to show you how to do it without social media as well, so that we're not 100% relying on that. If you are interested in the free workshop, comment eyeballs below and I will make sure I get you the link. Meanwhile, if you are new to this channel, hey, I'm Harmony. I'm a business mentor for wellness and service-based business women who are just starting out, and maybe you're earning anywhere between 2K and 8K at the moment. You want to break through and start hitting 10K months and beyond. So I'm going to show you exactly my favorite ways today to get leads, to generate more sales, and to really just build your network online and offline so that you can start growing your business beyond 10K months. So firstly, let's dive into the problem. One of the biggest problems that I see for business owners just getting started is they're focused on all the wrong things and they don't actually have enough leads to get them sales, to keep their business going and start growing. So when you first start growing, number one piece of advice that I can give you is to start making sales and focusing on lead generation. If you get caught up in the back end of your business, now I am a huge fan of foundations, but if you don't have any sales, you don't have a business. So the first thing you need to do is make sure that you have lead sources. I'm going to show you that in a moment around what the type of lead sources that I would recommend for startup businesses, especially wellness and service-based businesses. But one of the problems that we have is that there's feast and famine months where your business is dipping, ebbing and flowing. You get a heap of contacts, bit of inquiries one moment, but then you stop posting because you get busy and then you don't know what to do next. So this creates just so much inconsistency in your business. Platform rules also change all the time. The algorithms change all the time, literally daily, multiple times a day that we don't even see because we're not amongst it. And that means that your impact can actually drop, or your reach can drop overnight, which means that you are over-reliant on a lead source that might not even be there tomorrow. This is just not the way you are going to build a sustainable future and a stress-free business that means that you don't panic every moment where you don't get leads. So let's get you consistent leads, and I'm going to show you all about how to do that without socials. So my number one favorite place to start getting leads and start building your network is through referrals and partnerships. So when you're coming into your business and you're just starting out, your first clients are going to come from your audience that you already have. Now you're probably thinking, I don't have an audience. I just started my business. I'm at 0 followers on Instagram or Facebook. If you have friends, if you have family, then you already have lead sources. Now, they might not be your first clients. However, they might know who could be your first clients just by connecting with them. And so getting partnerships in place, or really just telling more people about what you're going into, what type of business that you're running, and not just crossing your fingers and hoping for the fucking best, that is not a strategy and that won't work. But actually reaching out to family and friends and saying, hey, I've just started a business. This is what I do. This is how I help people. And this is the problem that I solve. Would you happen to know 3 to 5 people that could actually use this business or use this service or use this product? And so it's really important that you start talking to people about what you do. Most people don't do this because they get embarrassed about what will people think that I've started my own business or whatever. You need to put your ego aside here. You need to put all of your fears aside, and you just need to fucking go for it. If you don't go for it, you're just holding yourself back. You're stopping people that actually need your help from getting help. And so it's really important to just start telling people about your business. The second way that you can build a business online is to start sharing things more about your business and how you help through freebies. Now, freebies, there's lots of different types of these. You also might know them as a lead magnet. If you're brand new to business, you might not even be aware of that term, but you need to start giving people some kind of taste tester of what you actually do in your business and how you can actually help them by giving them a free taste. Now, that might be a downloadable resource that is some tips for them. It might be a yoga or Pilates video on YouTube where they can come and experience you in a little 15-minute sequence for free. That might be a discount or something like that. If you're in a service-based business like event hiring, or you're a skin clinic, you might give them a 10% off their first service, some kind of freebie that actually they have to sign up to a mailing list to get. And what that does is it captures their email address and allows you to continue to talk to them through email. In your social media, you will actually only get about 1% of sales of your audience, your total audience. So if you only have 1,000 followers or 100 followers on there, you're probably going to expect that you will get less than 1 to 5 sales from social media, which is really not a lot. It's a numbers game. In email marketing, you actually have a greater chance of getting it up to about 10% of your email subscribers buying from you versus social media. So email marketing has a high conversion rate if your content is exceptional, if it's not boring, if it hits all the pain points, and if it really is showing how you actually help your clients. So really starting to build your list outside of socials is also a huge win. Now, the other reason why I love email marketing so much is if social media died tomorrow, you would still have a file of contacts that belong to you that you own. So when someone comes in and they sign up to joining your mailing list, they have agreed to be on your mailing list. Now, you can contact them every single day. And the view rate on email marketing is also greater than social media. So probably only about 2 to 5% of your existing audience on social media is actually going to see your posts, and that is if they're highly engaged in your posts already. Whereas email marketing, you're likely to get anywhere between 20% and 35%, even 40% if you're a high converting email. If your emails are really good and you have a highly engaged email subscriber base, then you are more likely to get more eyeballs on your emails and on your products, your offers, and your message through email marketing. So I love email marketing. I email my list every single day. I try and make sure that it is a little bit different from my social media, but I also have a repurposing strategy that really helps. So number 3 is one of my favorites for making sure that you stand out, and that is speaking gigs and workshops. Moving forward for people where content is really hard for people to understand and see what you're actually capable of doing. With AI coming around, everyone's content, if it's static content, is sounding exactly the same. Captions and posts and tiles, these fancy Canva tiles, they're all looking exactly the same. It's all looking very cookie cutter. And if you're in the same industry as a lot of people, if you're in a very flooded market, maybe that's the yoga business, Pilates business, event space, maybe you're a creator of some sort in a creative agency or a service-based business, then you are likely to not be the first person to ever do what you are doing, in which case you are competing with everyone else that does what you do, saying the same shit that sounds all the same and everyone has heard it before. Now, if you are relying on ChatGPT, then you're going to have a problem with this, is you're going to get found out the very quick way. If you cannot talk about your thing to the nth degree, then you're going to get found out really quickly that you're not the actual expert that you're positioning yourself as. Whether that be online, on YouTube, on Reels, on stage, in front of networking groups, any of those types of things, these position you as the go-to expert in your business because they're actually hearing the context, the tone of voice, the real life examples that you're giving them in a real life situation. So anything that is written format online now, probably people are going to assume that chat written it. It's all sounding very much the same, all the same boring shit. Everyone in your industry is probably talking about the same thing. But when you actually speak like this, like I am now, you can hear my real tone of voice. You can hear that I'm not full of shit. You can hear that actually the way in which I'm even speaking, this is completely unscripted. I'm just telling you my favorite things that are working right now. And I'm giving you that because I know what it's like and I have been there and I'm dealing with this every day. I'm helping my clients with this stuff every single day. And so I'm positioning myself as an expert because I know what I'm talking about. Now, if you don't know what you're talking about, you're going to get found out very quickly if you have to go and do a speaking gig and you're reading off a page that is, again, sounding like ChatGPT. You do not want to do that. You want to position yourself where you can talk about your topic of expertise and genius without any notes, any scripts. So you should not be talking about anything that you are not an expert in. One of my clients said to me after coming to one of my in-person days, she said at the VIP day, she said, wow, you just came up with so many examples so quickly. How did you do that? And I was like, because I'm not making shit up. I don't make shit up. These are my real life examples. I have been in the business game for over 25 years. Now, that is in person, bricks and mortar retailers. I have done like thousands and thousands of business audits in my time. And so I have a lot of real life experience. I do not talk about anything that I'm not an expert at because I know that people are going to do the old bullshit test and make sure that they really align with you, that they really believe in you, that they really trust and understand that what you're saying is the truth. So speaking gigs and workshops are amazing for positioning you as an expert, but you cannot talk about something that you don't know anything about. So I just want to clarify that, but this is also one of my favorite things to do. Number 4 is online, Google My Business and SEO basics. Basically your website essentially. So you should be having a professional website up there. Now, I do not recommend, if you're in the business of being under 5K, then I don't recommend spending tens of thousands of dollars on a website at all. You need to have it there for the basic presence of online proof where people can go and they can read more about you in a longer format, text format, or even a video. You can upload a video to your website, and that can be a great way as well to get more and more proof of what you are about, how you talk, how you speak. You is what people want to experience. But having a website is just another way in which people can experience you. However, the most important part of having a website is your SEO and the way in which you rank on Google. So the words and the keywords that are built in the back end of your website really matter, especially for local businesses. If you are a service-based business and you do any form of in-person, you need to have this optimized for your local area and your niche. So whether you are a skin clinic in Perth or you're a skin clinic in Sydney, your website needs to be optimized for that so that you are easily searchable in your local area. You need to have your business pinned to a location. You need to have your full Google business page completely optimized as well as your website. And you need to be tracking and measuring how many visits go to your website. Your website is only as good as the traffic that is going to it. Now, there's only 2 ways that you can get traffic to your website. That is through SEO, and that is the keywords that are searchable when people jump onto Google and they Google your service. And the only other way that people can get to your website is if you tell them about it. So if you have this fancy website and you never direct people to go to your website to find out more information about you, then your website is probably getting no views and you're not converting anyone as well. So make sure that you've got your Google profile updated, your SEO updated, and your website is looking awesome, that it is clean, it is simple, and it is easy to shop in the way that the customers want to shop and what they need, not just how you want to present yourself as a pretty website. So making sure that it is super functional and people can come and book with you, book a call with you, book a service with you, book a trial with you, book a consult with you, whatever your service-based business is. Number 5, which kind of is the OG of starting a business, and that is networking. Now, when I first started my business, I can tell you I had 0 contacts in Perth. I had just arrived in Perth from traveling around Australia, where I had quit my corporate career of 20 years and I had absolutely no idea what I was doing in business. And also what I found out when I first started business is that it's a really fucking lonely place to be. So not only was I living in a brand new state with no family, no friends, none of that, but I also had no clients. And so I needed to go and meet people in person. So for so many reasons, I love networking. I think it's really important to find your tribe. Go and test a whole heap of different networking. There's a lot of them that are very corporate-y. So if you're an agency or something like that, then I would highly recommend going to some of those corporate mixes. If you are a boss babe, in inverted commas, then I would also recommend finding your tribe there. There's so many different ones now, and you're not going to vibe with all of them, but it's really important that you go and find your people that not just you can get business connections with, but feel like you can be yourself around these people, because that's where you will feel the most empowered to make a difference and get your business out there and get support from other people as well. If you feel like you are in a place where you are going to be judged, or one of those groups that is a little bit more rigid and hard to connect with people, then it's just not going to be conducive to a good time for you, and you're not going to feel comfortable in talking about your business. But I highly recommend that you get in a networking group where there are people just like you, in industries just like you, or where your ideal clients are likely to be as well. And again, be confident in going there. Talk about what you know about, talk about your journey, let people really get to know you. The more you have your walls up, the more it's going to be really hard for you to connect with people. And people buy from people, not from businesses. So if people don't know who you are and they can't really experience you because you stand in the corner and you don't talk to anyone, then it's going to be pretty hard for you to make connections. But networking is amazing. Even if you don't get any direct leads from networking, people get to know you. And then when other people ask them, hey, do you know about a business coach? They will have you top of mind first, because they have met you in person and they know that they trust you. And a lead through someone that you already know is actually considered a warm lead because they trust the person that gave them the referral. Really important for you to get out there, have some fun, put yourself out there, tell people about what you do, tell people about what you're an expert at. And you don't have to do this in an icky way either. You're just opening up conversations. Ask people about them and they'll ask you about you. If you can't get to networking events in person because maybe you have a remote located business, then you can also do this online. There are so many Facebook groups for this. There are so many also micro little programs where you can actually jump online and have networking events, speed networking events online. Heaps of these came about through COVID, and so this is still working and these are still happening. There are so many businesses that are working remotely and that you can get access to, meeting people just like you that are maybe a digital nomad or working in the outback, and you don't have to show up in person. So find your tribe. It's just so nice to have a networking group of people who understand where you're at, how hard it is to be an entrepreneur sometimes, without having to have these conversations with your normal friends or people that are working 9-to-5 jobs, or your family who, and your mum who doesn't get it. It's really just nice to have people that actually really get it as well. You get all of this inside the Soulful CEO. So if you don't have a networking group and you are also looking for help with your business, then I run a business program called the Soulful CEO Collective. It is an online program. We do networking in person and online every single month. We have 3 calls a week. There is so much to it. So if you're curious about that as well, comment below CEO and I will get you the details so that you can look into joining our program as well. It is the most incredible mentorship program for service-based business women getting started who are wanting to scale beyond 10K months. I hope this has been super helpful. So just a quick recap here. Number 1 was referrals. Number 2 is email marketing. Number 3 is speaking gigs and workshops. Number 4 is optimizing your Google business and your website. And number 5, of course, is networking. But the OG of getting your business out there in 2025 and 2026 would still be social media. Highly recommend that you have a presence on all of these. Pick one, absolutely nail it. Good luck. I hope this has been helpful. If you're wanting to get more eyeballs on your business, then make sure that you comment eyeballs below and join my workshop on the 27th of August. I'll see you there.